Welcome. This video is about California paid leave for your own serious health condition, brought to you by the California Work and Family Coalition. The coalition is a statewide alliance of organizations united in the belief that all people should have the time and resources to care for themselves and each other. My name is Katie Duberg. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm on staff at the coalition, and I'm joined by my colleague, Angelica Andrade. In California, there are laws that support workers when they need to care for themselves. It is important to learn about wage replacement programs and job protection laws. If a worker is eligible and meets the requirements, they could take state disability insurance and have the right to return to work after their leave. This video will help you understand the requirements of state disability insurance and the California Family Rights Act and how they work together. Let's begin with state disability insurance for your own serious health condition. So while on leave in California, how can I get paid? Paid family leave and disability insurance are like two halves of a whole. They are both wage replacement programs funded by the California State Disability Insurance Fund, which is funded through employee contributions, or in other words, your money. In California, we have pay for when you can't work if you are pregnant, disabled, caring for a family member, or bonding with a new child. So if you're taking leave for your own health condition or for pregnancy-related conditions, you could receive partial pay through disability insurance. If you need time away from work to bond with a new child, to care for a seriously ill family member, or to prepare for a military exigency, you could receive partial pay through paid family leave. So there are a couple of eligibility requirements for paid family leave and state disability insurance. The first is that you're paying into the State Disability Insurance Fund, also known as SDI. The second is to have earned at least $300 from which SDI contributions were withheld during the base period. And the slides will be linked in the description below. And there's a hyperlink here to a calculator on the Employment Development Department, also known as EDD's website, where you can estimate your benefit amount. For state disability insurance, you must be unable to do regular or customary work due to your own serious illness or disability, which includes pregnancy. You must be in the labor market and must have suffered wage loss. So you can find out if you are contributing to SDI by looking at your pay stub, and you should see something similar to what you see in this image here. So either CA state disability insurance, or sometimes you might see it as CA SDI. State disability insurance provides partial pay for the following qualifying reasons: for your own disability or health condition, which is defined as an illness or injury, either physical or mental, which prevents you from performing your regular and customary work. Disability insurance also includes elective surgery, pregnancy, childbirth, and other related medical conditions. For more information about what is considered a disability for SDI, please click here.
While on state disability insurance, you will receive partial wage replacement, 70% or 90% of normal weekly wages, up to $1,681 per week in 2025. 70% or 90% is determined by your income, and the Employment Development Department will determine that during the application process. You can receive state disability insurance for up to 52 weeks. Leave can be taken all at once or in parts, hourly, daily, or weekly. You can apply through the EDD website within 41 days or later with good cause.
So does an employee have to work a minimum number of hours or days before becoming eligible for paid family leave or state disability insurance benefits? And you do not have to work a minimum number of hours or days to be eligible for paid family leave or state disability insurance. The amount of benefits you receive is determined by your earnings in the base period, not by the number of hours or days worked. And in the slides, you can click here to calculate your benefit amount. It's really important to know that citizenship and immigration status do not affect the eligibility for paid family leave and state disability insurance. So to apply for disability insurance, you can create a one-time benefits program online account on the EDD website, and you can apply either online or by mail with a paper application. The application will require documents from a physician or medical provider to verify your claim, and we recommend that you write down the form receipt number found on the confirmation page after you complete your application. So there are some workers who aren't eligible for state disability insurance, and because they are working for organizations who do not automatically pay in to California state disability insurance, and they may have their own paid leave program. So this includes government and federal workers, independent contractors, and people who are self-employed or freelancers. employers. It's best to speak to a human resources or union representative to understand the paid leave rights at your job if you're not eligible for California state disability insurance. And if you are self-employed or a freelancer, there are ways to opt in to California state disability insurance through the Disability Insurance Elective Coverage Program. And it's also important to know that paid family leave and state disability insurance are wage replacement programs only. They do not require your employer to give you your job back when you return from leave. And I will pass it to my colleague, Angelica, who will talk about job protection.
Okay, so now that Katie has talked about state disability insurance, or in other words, wage replacement, we are going to move on to job protection. So how do I protect my job while on state disability leave? So there are state and federal laws that protect your job while you are on leave. Your employer is only required to protect your job if you are covered by the state and or federal laws. If you qualify for job protection, your employer must guarantee your job or a comparable job when you return from leave and maintain your benefits during leave. Refusing your request for leave or retaliating against you for using or attempting to use leave is also prohibited. Here you can see state versus federal job protection laws. On one side, you can see the state of California, where we have the California Family Rights Act, also known as CFRA. We also have pregnancy disability, also known as PDL, and this applies to California only. On the other side, you see all of the United States, where we have the Family Medical Leave Act, also known as FMLA, and this applies to all of the United States. However, in this video, we will be focusing on CFRA because it is a stronger law than FMLA. CFRA covers and protects more California workers. The qualifying reasons under the California Family Rights Act are that you are taking time off to care for your own serious health condition. A frequently asked question is, what is considered a serious health condition under paid family leave, the California Family Rights Act, or the Family Medical Leave Act? Most commonly, a serious health condition covered by the above laws and benefits includes these types of conditions. 1, requiring an overnight stay in a hospital or other medical care facility. 2, incapacitating you or a family member, unable to attend work or school for more than 3 days and requiring ongoing treatment, including doctor's visits or prescription medication. And 3, chronic conditions that cause periodic incapacitation like migraines, asthma, etc. The eligibility requirements for CFRA and FMLA are 1 year on the job, have worked 1,250 hours in the prior year, so about 25 hours a week, and work at an employer with 5 or more employees. Your rights under CFRA and FMLA are 12 weeks per year, all at once or intermittently, restored to same or equivalent job, continuation of health benefits, and protection from discrimination and retaliation. To notify your employer that you are taking CFRA, you do not need to complete an application to be protected by CFRA, but you do need to notify your employer that you are taking time off. It is best to notify your employer in writing. You can find sample letters on our resources slide at the end of this video. So now that we have learned about wage replacement and job protection, how do wage replacement and job protection laws work together for an eligible worker? In this visual, you can see how wage replacement and job protection work for a worker who is eligible for both SDI and CFRA. So this worker has up to 52 weeks for their own serious health condition or injury under state disability insurance. And out of those 52 weeks, they have 12 weeks of job protection leave through the California Family Rights Act. Now, if you don't qualify for job protection, you can still use state disability insurance as long as you pay into state disability insurance. You can ask your employer to hold your job while you are on leave. Unfortunately, though, your employer is not legally obligated to hold your job while you are on leave. There are multiple steps to ensure your rights. Talk to your doctor and/or medical provider. Talk to your employer. Talk to the Employment Development Department, also known as the EDD. Document your communication and get everything in writing so that there is a record of it. Finally, some individuals may need support and care while they are on disability leave for their own serious health condition. There are specific family members who may be able to take job-protected paid leave to care for them. To learn more and see if your family member is eligible, watch our video on California paid family leave for caregivers that will be hyperlinked in the description below. New rights as of January 1st, 2023. To start off, we have chosen family, where California caregivers who qualify for CFRA will be able to take caregiving leave for a seriously ill designated person. In addition to listed family members, who they will designate when they request leave from their employers. The designated person can be any individual related by blood or whose association with the employee is the equivalent of a family relationship. And the next one is bereavement leave. All employees working for an employer with 5 or more employees and who have been employed for at least 30 days will be eligible for up to 5 days of unpaid but job protected bereavement leave. And now moving on to our resources, we have our paidfamilyleave.org website that is available in both English and Spanish, where you can find information on paid leave, know your rights, and how to advocate with us. Our newest resource is the Resource Hub, which can be found on our workfamilyca.org website, where you can find more information on paid leave and more short videos focused on different reasons to take paid leave. In this last resource slide, we have hyperlinked many helpful resources focused on paid leave. Resources for parents, caregivers, and your own serious health condition, and resources from the EDD. The slides will be linked in the description for everyone to be able to access. If you have any questions, you can find the coalition's contact information on our website at workfamilyca.org. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this Know Your Rights video.